All right. Now that I've griped for 20 minutes.
No, friends, this is part of why I love this time. And I know you kind of made me think this way. It's like, we don't think of this as like a product we have to produce. It's like an excuse to be together.
Yeah.
And with the pace of our lives, this is okay. Oh, and now I have construction sounds.
This is life right now. This is it. Squeaky, cheap ass chairs in the guest room and construction sounds in the background. Welcome to Pushing Past Polite, where we talk about what matters and make the world more just.
And just get through some weeks. Just get through. Yes. I'm Laura.
Corey. This is Laura.
And I'm getting a new kitchen, at least from the sounds. We are going to do a mini pod, friends, because this is just how life goes sometimes, particularly in the fall. I know you know. There are two things we wanted to bring up really quickly that are rising to high levels of importance. I want to share this with you, and then we will get back to you soon with a full pod. The first thing is the events unfolding in Gaza as they continue to unfold. We continue to watch, and we continue to be very convinced that this is morally wrong. And we wanted to raise that. We wanted to also be sensitive to the fact that we have friends, close friends who are Jewish and who are feeling a lot of feelings right now, a lot of complex feelings. But we can separate the atrocities that have been done to Jews and the horrors of October 7th from this current military campaign, and not conflating the Palestinian people with Hamas. And similarly, not making the assumption that all Jews are in favor of this military campaign. So just wanted to say, we hear you. We know this is complex. Layers of our identity form lenses that we see things differently. And yet we have to be able to take off that lens and realize it is a lens. And look and see our common humanity, because right now, the people who are feeling this impact are innocent civilians.
Yeah, I agreed. Babies, women.
People at refugee camps.
Families, people at camps, refugee camps.
Can't look away. And we want to encourage you to not look away. And if you have not yet lifted your voice in whatever way makes sense to you, be it a social media post, diversifying your feed with different voices, contacting your federal representatives, your senators and your congressmen and women, we highly encourage you to do so.
And we also want to thank everyone who's reached out to us, both over social and personally, to continue the conversation and share your perspectives through your identity, your different lenses. It's helped me and Laura kind of evolve our own understanding and perspective around where people sit within what's happening. And we have compassion and empathy for the way that this is impacting so many people. And we just want to encourage everyone to exercise that empathy across difference muscle.
Yes.
It's really easy for us to have empathy for people who are like us. And it is often harder to have empathy and compassion for people who are not like us. And so I want to just encourage everyone to exercise that empathy across difference muscle, because right now, as human beings, that's what we need.
Yes. I just, of course, I'm going to bring it back to Bravo in this very deep moment. But I just watched the first 2 episodes of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills for this season. If you're a Bravo person, you know. And one of the, I say characters, but one of the women who did not fare well in public opinion last year, one of the scenes, this opening part of the season, was her with a therapist. And the therapist saying something about, like, you just really have to have empathy. And she said, how do I get that? How?
Well, it's not at Saks.
No,
you can't go pick it up at Saks.
Charge that one on the black card. But
no.
The answer was, I mean, again, we probably all know this, but to me, it just was funny that she had to explain this, but it was an aha for her. And so if this is not a muscle that is naturally one you flex, she's like, you have to literally put yourself in someone else's shoes, in their perspectives and with their histories.
So I don't think that that is a good just way to describe it, actually, because that is
Mhm.
impossible,
Yeah, it's more of
right?
a try
And
to versus a
so
can.
it's more of try to walk alongside
Mm.
someone and listen for understanding about their experiences, because there's no way that you can put yourself in my shoes. That's just not really realistic. But you can walk next to me and try to observe things from where I'm sitting and try to understand things from where I'm coming from. So the idea, yes, for sure.
You should know better than
But
to make Bravo our instructor for life. I mean, come
of
on. What
course,
was I thinking? What was
obviously,
I thinking?
right. But your point is
Yes.
exactly right.
Thanks.
And so
Thanks.
thank you, Bravo.
Thanks, Andy Cohen.
Thanks, Real Housewives of the Beverly Hills.
So, yes, that's one thing that's very important. The other that is also timely is that November the 7th is election day across this country. And while we do not have federal elections this year or even congressional elections, we have state and local elections that are so very important. Not to say the others are not, but my encouragement is to learn who your local officials are, learn who's up for election, do your homework, ask people who are affected by their leadership. Because I know there's not a lot of press around local elections. You're likely not going to see any commercials on major networks for your local school board or your board of supervisors or your soil and water board folks. But these are the people who make decisions that directly impact you. Everything from your tax rates to what books are allowed in your libraries, public and public school, and everything in between. And it's incredibly important. Often, many states too have early voting. That's not, you don't necessarily have to vote absentee or have requested a ballot. In a lot of places, you can go to the registrar's office. So I want to encourage you to do your homework, to talk to teachers and educators in your community, talk to people who are impacted by the leadership that have an informed perspective, seek out a voice in your community you respect, and please, please, please vote. These local elections, not only are they super important, they're often decided by very tiny margins.
Very small groups.
So if you want to
people.
feel like my vote matters, I know sometimes at the federal level, we can be tempted to think it doesn't because of the Electoral College. But here, there is no Electoral College, folks. It is you. Our last school board election in my district was decided, I think, by 76 votes. So that's a very, very slim margin. You've got the power.
Yeah.
Got the power.
You got the power. Power. Power.
I love that. Didn't even need to be planned. You're adorable. Hope that you are having a lovely fall. I know for some of us, it can be a lot. A lot. It's a lot to manage, a lot of family work and organizing and getting costumes and parent-teacher conferences and thinking about holidays. My God. Somebody does the countdown for how many Mondays left before Christmas, and I want to punch them in the face. I love that you put up your Christmas tree, knock yourself out. I'm not going to yuck your yum, but I'm going to tell you right now, do not remind me how many freaking shopping days I have left. I'm not there.
Oh, that's hilarious because I've already started. Like I have been hiding things all over the house already.
That's smart.
Yeah. Because there was, the Prime Day in October. And I
did some damage as well.
Yeah. And then they sent out that catalog. And so my big one has been circling things in the
Do you know
Amazon
what kids do to catalogs? They add faces and mustaches and facial hair and sayings on their shirts. Nothing mean. I'll have to post some pictures of it. It's pretty hilarious. No catalog comes in this house without getting defaced. None.
Yeah.
Yep.
Excellent. I mean, they just personalize it.
Personalized. You know what this LL Bean guy needs? A thicker stash.
Right. A thicker stash.
He does.
Yeah. Because it's like, it needs to look like he's somewhere cold.
For real. Lumberjack. He's got his flannel. Might as well.
Exactly. Might as well. He's wearing a 3-in-1 jacket.
Yes.
Right? He should look like he's outdoorsy.
Rated for negative 30 degrees.
Exactly. Facial hair helps to protect the skin in the very cold weather.
Yeah, unless you're the one kissing that person with the beard. I'm going to pass.
Oh, no, beard kissing's okay.
It is. All right.
Yeah.
We love you all. We are sorry for the abbreviated pod, but we are looking forward to connecting with you again soon. In the meantime, Please, again, find out how to vote early. I would say vote early and often, but that's not legal, so don't do that. And yeah, please, please, please use your voice around Gaza. It's of the essence. You know, I think often, what would I have done at a certain point in history? And this is our test. This is who we are.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us for this brief pod. We wish you peace and happiness and safety, and we wish that for everyone around the world. So join us in finding our way to make the world a bit more just by doing those things. Have a wonderful day. I'm Laura.
I'm Corey.
Take care.
Bye. Thank you for listening to Pushing Past Polite. We encourage you to go deeper in your trusted spaces or find new space for good conversation. You'll find content to help you get started on our social media channels.
We're at Pushing Past Polite on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Pushing Past Polite is an independent podcast with Corey and Laura from Just Educators.
Our cover art was designed by Rachel Welsh DeIga of DeIga Designs, and our audio is produced by Keith at Headset Media. Until next time, don't get stuck talking about the weather. Push past polite.
See you next time.